Hey, what's up everybody? This is Robert184 from gundam.tk, and really quickly I thought I would introduce to you something you probably already know, but it is one of the most important tools if you're collecting Gundam plastic models, the Gundam Bible. So they've been making Gundam plastic model catalogs for most of the decade, but I have to recommend the 2007 version simply because that was the last year that includes absolutely everything ever made up until that point. Just a quick scan of the back cover will show you all the different series that they include all the models for, including things like Gundam Wing Dual Story G Unit and Gundam Seed, Stargazer, so they really go into some of the smaller stuff as well. So when you open it up, you're going to see in the table of contents that it starts with master grades, then perfect grades, high grade universal century, then it goes into Seed and each of the individual series that have come out since then. Nice shot of the 2.0 Zeta Gundam. And what's great about this is, of course, most of the focus is on master grade, but each Gundam is going to get a 1 or 2 page spread. So in this case, you've got the master grade High New, that being one of the highlights of the 2007 year. So in addition to a whole bunch of photos, which really show off all the weapons and features of the Gundam itself, you're going to get a lot of written information, and you can pick up a fair bit from it. So you get the English name, you get what kind, the Japanese name, 1/100th master grade here. It came out in 2007, February, and it sells for 4,725 yen. Then down below it gives you a description of what series it came out of, whether it was an OVA or a televised series. In this case it's from the manga, Crossbone Gundam, the Steel 7. And then down below it gives you a whole list of features that the actual model can pull off. Now for me, one of the most important features of this book is that they show the model unpainted. And usually when you're looking at promo sites, you're always going to see the promotional pictures where they have been gorgeously painted by Bandai's staff. But in this case, if you take this model, open it up, cut it out of the box and just put it together, this is exactly what you're going to get. So you have a really good idea that if you're a lazy modeler like me, that you can make them look at least this good. The perfect grades all get a fair number of pages each, including things like the Sky Grasper and the Strike Rouge, including older perfect grades. And then if you go back, high grade Universal Century, newer kits get a full page, and after that, smaller kits, older kits from high grade, 3 to a page. Gundam Seed was still going strong, and they showed the old first grade kits, and here you have to be a little bit careful, because for each one of them, they do show a painted version of it. In this case you can see Aegis, and over here you can see the unpainted first grade Aegis. Though they weren't called first grade, they were just 1/44th non-scale. But at least you get an idea that, yeah, that's a pretty crappy model, and I will probably go with the high grades, which come right after that, and then they get into the 1/100th non-grades. And in this case, this is 1/60th Freedom, 1/60th Force Impulse, etc. As you near the back of the book, you're going to get suits that are a lot less popular, but in a way it's a lot harder to find these in stores, so it's good to know what you're looking for before you go do it. In this case, this is from V Gundam, the 1/44th scale, non-grade, but it shows that you can get the V, the V1 Dash, the V2, the V2 Assault Buster, and then it goes into the bad guy kits. And, you know, unless you're really familiar with all of these, it's sometimes hard to know that in 1993 that there was a Kontio released. So it's a really good tool that once you start watching these old series, you can go back and see what they made. And you can also compare the qualities between the 1/44th, in this case G Gundam, and the 1/100th high grades, which was the style is the time, as Grandpa Simpson would say. One final useful feature after the Turn A section, which is the last picture page, is there's an index. So for example, if you look here, the Gundam Mark II has a whole bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's on 8 different pages, so there's 8 different models you can get, from Master Grade 2.0 to the old High Grade series, etc., and the original Zeta series. My only real complaint was after the awesomeness of the 2007, which at least has a small picture of every old model ever released, and features on all the new ones, is in 2008 they switched to a yearbook format. So what it does is, instead of giving you everything going back, because it was just getting too many pages, you get a nice shot of, these are all the models from every line that came out in 2008. So of course in 2008, Gundam 00 started up, so you get some focus on the 1/100ths here, and then you get to go into high grade series, and then after that you get to go into first grade and see, unpainted, how bad the first grade 00 kits really look. Same idea with a full page at least for all of the new master grades, and it's great because when you see the master grade turn A, you think it's a great kit, but in a lot of cases it's great because it's lined and painted very, very well. But in this case, you can see exactly how, for example, the 1 Year War Gundam is going to look in anime colors but unlined. So that can really guide some of your purchases because you may be a little disappointed with how these actually look. So far, my only big disappointment is that they haven't put out a 2009 one. So hopefully they do, and I'll be able to keep up this series because it's great to know that if I want to see what SD Gundams came out in 2008, well, I can. And conversely, if I want to go back and know how many different high grades there were for Gundam X, just pull out the 2007 model, flip to Gundam X, and all the information you need is at your fingertips. So these aren't necessarily cheap. The 2007 one is 2,800 yen or $28, and the 2008 yearbook is 2,000, and I hope it continues. But it's great to have this kind of information. So if you do get into a lot of collecting and want to have a good database without going online all the time, take a look at finding one of these on Amazon or eBay. Anyway, thanks for watching everybody. www.gundam.tk